Hi, it's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie, and welcome to welcome to Bodyful Day 127, and we are talking about day 2 of attention and the senses. We're talking about vision today. I've subtitled this "The Rods Will Do It." All right, so let's start out with the usual. Let's take our deep breaths in and release. Expand, 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 and tuck. And release. And think about anything that's just been feeling off. Think about where you've been holding that. And go ahead and take your next breath into that area. Deep breath in. And release. All right, we have some thunder approaching, but for right now, it's blue sky. We'll see how long that lasts. All right, so today we're talking about attention and the senses. And when we talk about attention and the senses, we can talk about the senses being used to help you feel more attentive, but we can also talk about the senses in terms of distracting you from what you're focused on. And so for vision, we're going to talk about the distraction component first. So your physiology is designed to distract you very easily from what you're doing. How your neurons in your eyes are strung together is in such a way that you will be drawn from what you're focused on very easily. And that is because the center of your eye, which is your pupil, the center of your eye is your focus area is populated by mostly cones, and cones do color vision. They do color vision in detail, but the outside of your focus, that is your rods, and your rods are strung together such that 5 to 10 of them, I think it's 10 to 15, are plugged into the eyes, and if any one of them detects movement, the neuron fires and says, hey, there's something over here. And so they are wired for hypersensitivity of stuff. They are wired to clue you in to the slightest bit of movement because physiologically we needed to be aware of movement around us so that we were safer. And so when it comes to maintaining focused attention on a task, understand that little bits of movement in your periphery are always going to start to draw you out from a fight or flight or from a survival perspective. What is that motion? What is that thing that is moving? And so sometimes the best way to work on that distracting rod and cone perspective is to end up in a smaller space. So that's pretty good thunder. So the cubicles in a library are designed so that when you go into the cubicle and your head is in the cubicle and you are reading your book or doing your work, there are sides so that extra movement does not distract you. That's the same reason why we put blinders on horses, so that they are not distracted by the stuff going on the side of them. They are just alert to the things in the front. So if you find yourself being distracted by the little movements on the outside of your periphery, your best bet is to find a place where you can control what you see in your periphery. You can put yourself into a corner and work. You can put yourself to a cubicle and work. You can design your so that you don't see as much stuff going on the sides. That will help you stay focused. You can also think about that from a school perspective. Kids may perform better when they're in a cubicle rather than when they're in an open testing situation, because they can see people moving around either side of them, and that is very distracting. Okay, so let's talk about how vision can be used to help with attention. So the rods will do it in terms of distraction, but how can vision be used to increase your attention? Well, we're going to go back to one of the first things I did in the first week of Bodyful, which was talk about color. And particular colors, most commonly, it is green. Green is the most commonly considered relaxing color neurologically. But if you can find a color that when you look at it, you are most calm, then you will stay focused on the task in front of you, as long as the surrounding area of that task is the color. So in eating, we talked about putting different colored placemats underneath your plate to help neurologically calm you while you're doing your activity. You can do the same thing in terms of attention. If you have a task that you really need to get into, you can either paint your surroundings or color or put posters up or whatever in your surroundings that are very soothing and calming. Or you can put something under your workspace that is a calming color to you. And that way it will calm your nervous system so that you can stay focused. All right? So we've got two things. We know that the peripheral nervous system, the rods, are going to cause you to be distracted very easily because of the movement occurring here. And we know that we can tap into the cones by using neurologically calming pictures or colors in order to calm you down. Sorry, the wind is circling on the porch right now. All right, so that is the extent of today. Let's finish it off with a deep breath in. And release. I will see you tomorrow, where we will explore more about how the senses can help increase and help distract you from your tasks. All right, take care. Bye.